Hello, Luca from LGM Photography, and this is my second video on the Samyang 85mm f1.4. If you've seen my first video, you would see that obviously I was very happy about the way it was feeling, the weight, just the build quality, which is very good. It is plastic, but it does feel like a very strong plastic. There is metal bit as well, where the aperture ring is, so it's a very good lens. Obviously this review is more about the optics and the actual lens on the field, and my first opinion is that it's extremely sharp lens, very nice, beautiful optics, great colors, no distortion whatsoever, and it does provide you with a great bokeh, and you can really play with the aperture to give it a bit of an arty feeling, which is great. The cons about this lens is not having an autofocus. It can be a bit of a problem. Your focus distance is minimum of 1 meter, so you've got to be 1 meter away from your subject, and so you're probably looking at more of a half body shot or kind of a full body shot, and to get the focus right where you want it, when you have your aperture at 1.4, it can be a bit tricky because the tip of field will be extremely narrow, and to get, let's say, the eye in focus and get a shot without having your subject moving, it can take a few frames to get it right, and if you're in a hurry, that could actually be a problem. I would normally take between 5 and 6 pictures per kind of position to make sure I get the focus right, because even when you think it's right, it could actually be just right behind the eye. So if you're looking to get the eye and this just blow out the picture, unfortunately at the back of the screen, if you're going to zoom on each picture to see if you got it right, it's going to be a bit difficult. So my technique was to actually completely come out of the focus and go back in until I can see until I can really see that it's the point of focus I want. So let me show you a few pictures I've taken with the camera, and just to show you some example of what you can achieve. Cheers.
Okay, so what do we have? Okay, so what I've done here, I've got five pictures here, and these 5 pictures we're taking with the 85mm Samyang 1.4. So let me just open them. So first one here, if you kind of look nice and closely, so this was shot at ISO 800, 1/160th second. So you will see that from obviously the right hand side here, it doesn't provide you with the aperture or the speed, with the aperture. So you can see here, obviously nice, beautiful, nice and soft right on the side until my subject here, which is nice and sharp, and a nice background. Second one here, so it's again very sharp picture. This is very good. Again, beautiful bokeh at the back, very nice, very smooth. I wasn't too far from the subject. I was probably as far as I could have been. I'm not saying I could have been any further back, any closer to my subject, and that's just to give you an indication on how close you can get with this lens. Third one, again, nice and sharp, exactly where I wanted it. Again, this is probably one picture in 4 or 5 that I've taken. As I say, getting the focus point is not easy. Obviously, when you're dealing with subjects that are obviously this age, they understand. So you can just let them know, just stay still and try to get it right. So again, the background is very nice and soft. It just gives you a nice contrast, kind of a 3D dimension, which is great. Let me have the next one. So that's my little one. So again, I was using a softbox, as you can see from the eye, and I don't think I can focus, I can zoom in anymore, but just looking from here, yeah, it's very, very sharp. So if you get it right, if you get the dip of the focus point right, you will get extremely sharp picture. Again, as you can see at the back, that was a double exposure, so it's kind of two different photos on the right and the left and the background, because a hand was here to keep him straight, so I had to remove it, and the only way I could do this was to just change the background. And this is another one where the focus wasn't actually that great. As you can see here, the focus is probably more around this area of the nose and not the eye. And so as you can see, it's very, very easy to get it wrong. So you try to get a few pictures out of it until you get it right. But sometimes, unfortunately, well, when you deal with kids, you just have to be quite lucky to get it right. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, so you've seen some pictures I've taken with it. Now, obviously, I've only tried this lens with portraits. I've not tried it with anything else. The 85mm 1.4 is a portrait lens, which I would definitely recommend. If you can do without the autofocus, or if you have the experience of working with lens without the autofocus, you want to get this lens. I mean, sharpness, color, optics, this is right at the top with the high-end Nikon. I've got 2470 f2.8, and this is as sharp as the 2.8 2470. It's incredibly sharp, amazing lens. My only worry is the autofocus. This is just the only thing that really concerns me if I'm on a job, and sometimes you need to be a bit quicker taking pictures of children. They move a lot up and down. It can be a bit tricky. But if you do the photography as a hobby, and you've got the time, when you take pictures, you've got the time, go for it. If you are a professional photographer, you do weddings, get plenty of practice before you take it to a wedding, because you will want to use this lens as much as you can when you're at a wedding, and you may not have the time to mess around and try to get 5 shots per position. You want to get it right first time. So yeah, let me know what you think. Any comments, let me know, and plenty more reviews coming up soon. Sorry I haven't uploaded much for sometimes, just been very busy, but yeah, any question, and then subscribe so you can be notified when any new video comes. Cheers.